Tymco, regenerative air systems, engineered and built in Waco, Texas, USA.
Congratulations and thank you for your decision to purchase the Tymco Regenerative Air Sweeper. You've made the right choice. The Model 210 is of the highest quality and the most versatile sweeper money can buy. We here at Tymco, located in Waco, Texas, take great pride in the manufacturing of our product. It is the commitment to quality, engineering, and in service that has made Tymco the leader in the sweeping industry. And yet, even with all the superior engineering and quality built into a Tymco sweeper, it can only perform as well as its operator. With this in mind, Tymco has developed this safety training video just for you, the operator. It is our hope that this video, along with the operators and parts and service manuals, will help you better understand your responsibility as a Tymco Model 210 operator. This in turn will enable you to gain the highest performance and efficiency from your sweeper, while also making your job both easier and safer to perform. So sit back and relax as Tymco's service school instructor David Zychek takes you through the steps. You're going to learn a lot about your new Model 210 and also become a better operator.
First, let's talk about operator safety. You, the operator, are the most valuable part of this sweeper, and your protection is of the highest importance. This sweeper has been engineered by Tymco to be as safe as possible. However, there are certain areas and actions that can be hazardous to you and others when the proper safety precautions are not followed. Please pay close attention as we cover these areas. Remember, this is for your safety. It is also very important that you read your Model 210 operators and parts and service manuals before putting your new sweeper into service. Now let's take a close look at your Model 210 sweeper and some of the potentially hazardous areas and practices that you need to be aware of and avoid. First of all, you, the operator, must take certain precautions in both your personal appearance and grooming habits while operating your sweeper, as this can affect your safety. Long hair and jewelry such as rings, watches, bracelets, and necklaces should be avoided on the job. Long hair is unsafe when working around rotating components, such as those found in the engine compartment, and jewelry may get tangled in machinery, preventing you from removing yourself quickly from a hazardous situation. Your Model 210 is a high dump sweeper. Never stand beneath a raised hopper without first inserting the attached keeper pin into the safety strut located beneath the hopper. This feature is easily and safely accessed through this door located at the back of the hopper. By following this precaution, you prevent the possibility of the hopper lowering without warning. Another hazardous area to be aware of is that of the belt drives used to power the blower, hydraulic system, and sometimes the water system. Don't take any chances. If you must work around any of these belts, always remove the ignition key from the control panel first. This will prevent anyone from accidentally starting the engine while you're working in that area. As an operator of the Model 210, you should be aware that a large blower is located in this area called the blower housing. Never try to reach into the blower housing for any reason. The Model 210 is equipped with an easy-to-operate hydraulic system which is used to raise and lower the hopper, raise and lower the pickup head, and to operate the gutter brooms. Always remember that as the operator, it's your responsibility to ensure that these components are clear of people and safe for operation. Never check for hydraulic leaks with your bare hands while the system is operating. This could result in high-pressure oil being injected into your skin, causing serious injury. Now let's focus on the gutter broom option. If your sweeper is so equipped, always make sure that the gutter brooms are off before attempting to work in this area. You should never use the gutter broom as a step, and do not attempt to step out of the truck cab while they are operating. As the operator, you must also look after the safety of others. Never allow anybody to approach the gutter broom while it is down and rotating. Now let's cover some of the basic safety precautions pertaining to the truck and sweeper engines. Never work in these areas while the engines are running. Always remove the keys from the ignition and place them in your pocket before attempting to work in these areas. Finally, never work in tight areas like the engine compartment with loose clothing, such as long sleeves or exposed shirt tails, which could become caught in machinery. While the radiator is an important item to check regularly, it can also be extremely dangerous when certain safety precautions are not observed. You should only remove the cap when you are certain that the engine is cold. Removing the cap while hot could result in a scalding burn. However, some trucks do come equipped with an external engine coolant reservoir. Sooner or later, you're bound to get a flat tire. It happens often on sweepers. If you have to change a tire, always be sure to place the transmission in park and set the parking brake. It's also a good idea to use a set of wheel chocks. Never attempt to change a tire on a steep incline. Well, there you have it. A few simple safety tips to keep in mind. Please remember to observe these precautions and always put safety first. It's also a good idea to read and follow the safety precautions outlined in your truck's owner's manual. After all, it's in your best interest. Now that you know how to work safely, let's take a close look at how this sweeper works. This computer animation of the Tymco regenerative air system shows how all of the major sweeper components work together to create the sweeping effect. By following the airflow through the animation, we can see how the sweeper functions. The heart of the sweeper is the blower. The blower draws air from the hopper and forces the air downward through the pressure hose to the pickup head. When the air enters the pickup head, it first passes through a set of turning vanes that help to equally distribute the air across the full width of the pickup head. Once past the turning vanes, the air enters the top compartment of the pickup head called the pressure chamber. The air then passes from the pressure chamber through an elongated pressure nozzle called the blast orifice to the lower street side compartment called the work chamber. The blast orifice is a very important component. It transforms the raw exhaust air from the blower into a highly concentrated jet of air that is used to blast debris from the pavement. By looking at this animation, which depicts a side view of the pickup head, we can see how the air passes from the pressure chamber to the work chamber through the blast orifice. Notice how the air is concentrated at the blast orifice into a powerful jet of air that is evenly distributed across the full length of the pickup head. The blast orifice operates in the same manner as this air nozzle, but with a much wider path and higher rate of speed. In the work chamber, this blast of air, along with the captured debris, flows toward the suction nozzle, where it is then directed up the suction hose and back into the hopper. The debris falls from the airstream and settles in the hopper. The airflow then passes through a screen at the top of the hopper and then on into the centrifugal dust separator. The hopper screen prevents large debris such as paper, cans, and bottles from passing into the separator and blower. The centrifugal dust separator is located adjacent to the blower and on the Model 210 is separate from the hopper. The remaining fine dust particles are removed from the airstream as it passes through the centrifugal dust separator. Let's take a closer look at how this works. We can see by this animation that the rotation of the blower causes the air in the separator to also rotate at a high speed. As the dust-laden air enters the separator and spins around, the dust particles are forced outward and become concentrated next to the separator scroll. A skimmer slot in the dust scroll then expels the dust from the separator, returning it to a holding area in the hopper called the skimmer hood. The centrifugally separated air then passes back into the blower. As the operator, it is important that you understand how the air flows through the sweeper. So let's take one more look at the airflow animation. Now that you're familiar with the airflow through the sweeper, let's go over some of the problems you may encounter. Remember that air must flow freely through the machine. Any blockage of the airflow will greatly diminish the pickup capability of the sweeper. You should check for blockages in this order. First, check the suction hose, but be sure and do it safely. You may want to wear gloves because you never know what the blockage may be. If you raise the hopper, remember to install the keeper pin into the safety strut. If the suction hose is clear, open the dump door and inspect inside the hopper. If you find that the screen has a lot of buildup on it, try shutting down the sweeper motor. The lack of airflow should allow the buildup to fall. If this is not the case, a couple of taps with a hoe handle will help get rid of stubborn buildups. Another area where blockages may occur is at the pickup head turning vanes. Your sweeper is equipped with a pressure bleeder door, which is located directly above the turning vanes on the pressure side of the pickup head. The pressure bleeder door is controlled from within the cab. To gain access to the turning vanes, open the bleeder door. Be careful when checking this area, as the turning vanes can develop sharp edges. Again, wearing gloves is a good idea. We will go into greater detail concerning the pressure bleeder later in this video. Remember, any blockage of the airflow through the sweeper will greatly reduce its cleaning ability. Seal leaks are another problem that can affect your sweeper's performance. Your Tymco Model 210 does not exhaust or take in any air from outside the sweeper. This requires that the sweeper be totally sealed so that only the air contained within the hopper is recirculated through the system. Even a small leak can cause a loss of performance. Leaks can also result in extremely dusty conditions. If your sweeper is creating a lot of dust, then an inspection of the seals should be performed as follows. Inspect the seal around the rear dump door. Make sure that it's in good condition and properly located. Also, make certain that the door is tightly closed. You'll need to raise the hopper to check the following areas. Remember to install the pin into the safety strut before proceeding. First, make sure that the separator seal is in good condition. You also need to ensure that the dust separator cleanout door, located on the side of the separator, has been closed and latched. Next, inspect the suction transition seal on the right side of the sweeper, where the hopper is joined to the suction hose. Check that the seal is in good condition and that it seats properly when the hopper is lowered. Both the pressure and suction hoses should also be inspected. Check these for loose clamps, holes, or tears that would allow air in or out of the sweeper. Duct tape makes an excellent field repair for these holes until proper repairs can be made. Finally, make sure and check the pickup head curtains for wear. The curtains should hang down below the skid plates. The curtains should be replaced when they no longer make contact with the sweeping surface. Now that we know the basics, let's get ready to sweep. First, let's check out our sweeper and make sure everything is ready by performing a quick pre-sweep check. Let's start by breaking down the sweeper into its three major service areas: the truck, the auxiliary or sweeper engine, and the sweeper. Let's begin by performing the following checks on the truck. We'll check the oil level first. The engine air filter should also be inspected routinely. This particular truck model comes equipped with an air restriction indicator installed on the air cleaner canister. If your truck does not come equipped with this helpful feature, it's a good idea to install one, as this will prevent over-servicing. The restriction indicator shows red when the filter has become clogged and is ready to be changed. Check your radiator coolant level. If your truck is not equipped with a coolant reservoir, make sure that the engine is cold before checking this area. The transmission oil level should also be checked, but you should refer to your truck's owner's manual for the proper procedure. Engine hoses and belts should also be inspected. If your sweeper is mounted on a cab-over chassis, then the cab will need to be tilted to perform this inspection. Again, check your owner's manual for proper procedure. If you notice any leaks or that the belts have cracks in them, it's probably a good idea to have them changed. Be sure and check that all of your turn signal, brake, and caution lights are functioning properly. Using an assistant to help with this check is a good idea. It's also very important to check the rear tires for flats and the front tires for excessive tread wear. Before you head out to sweep, be sure that you have plenty of fuel. Finally, make sure all of your mirrors are positioned for you. It can be a very expensive and dangerous mistake to assume that service on a sweeper is like that on a personal vehicle. The sweeper operates under much more extreme conditions than any personal car or truck. Make these checks daily for the good of your equipment and your own personal safety. Now that the truck is inspected, let's move on to the auxiliary engine. Just as on the truck, you need to check the engine oil level. Inspect the air cleaner ducting from the canister to the engine intake for holes or leaks that might allow dust or dirt into the engine. Check the air cleaner restriction indicator. Replace the element only when excessive restriction is indicated. If your sweeper is equipped with an air-cooled engine like this Wisconsin, always check the air inlet and cowling to make sure they are free of debris. Never run an air-cooled engine with all or part of the outside cowling removed, as this will cause hot spots on the engine and premature failure. On water-cooled engines, such as this Kubota diesel, check the radiator coolant level, only when you are certain that the engine is cold. If your sweeper is equipped with a Kubota diesel, Kubota recommends that you use a 50-50 mixture of antifreeze and distilled or deionized water. An incorrect ratio can cause engine overheating and void the warranty. Now it's time to check the sweeper. Again, remember to install the pin in the safety strut before proceeding. Start by checking the separator. Make sure it's clean and free of debris. Inspect the separator seal to ensure that it's in good condition. Make sure that the separator cleanout door seal is also in good condition and that the door is closed and latched. Check the dump door seal and make sure that the screen is clean and undamaged. On the right side of the sweeper, inspect the suction transition seal. If your sweeper is equipped with a hand hose, be sure to check the hand hose door as well. Inspect the condition of both the pressure and suction hoses. Remember, duct tape makes a quick field repair until proper repairs can be made. Inspect the pickup head skid plates for wear and proper adjustment. Make sure that the pickup head curtains extend below the skid plates in order to ensure a good seal against the pavement. Inspect the gutter broom. The bristles should be a minimum of 4 to 6 inches long. Also, check around the motor shaft for buildup, such as string or cassette tape. The hydraulic oil reservoir tank is located on the rear of the separator. Check the oil level using the sight gauge. If additional oil is needed, be sure and add only 10 weight high detergent motor oil or hydraulic component failure could occur. Finally, turn on the warning strobe light and check that the light is functioning. Well, that's it. Our pre-sweep check is complete. However, let's take one more look at our checklist before moving on. All right, now that all of our equipment checks out, it's time to get familiar with the sweeper's control panel. A typical control panel consists of the following components. Yours may vary slightly depending on the options your sweeper comes equipped with. The auxiliary engine ignition switch. Some sweepers come equipped with an automatic shutdown option. This system monitors the auxiliary engine oil pressure and temperature and automatically shuts down the engine when these reach critical levels. The red tattletale light will flash and engine shutdown will occur in 30 seconds, giving the operator time to raise both the pickup head and gutter brooms if they were in use. Pushing the red tattletale button will reset the system after repairs have been made. Since the hydraulic pump is powered by the auxiliary engine, unless your sweeper is equipped with the optional auxiliary electric hydraulic pump, you must start the engine before any hydraulic components will work. On gas-powered units, a choke cable is required for cold starts. If your auxiliary engine is a Kubota diesel, glow plugs are used for cold starts. Simply turn the ignition key to the left and watch for the preheat light on the console to go out. The engine is now ready to be started. Engine RPM are controlled using this veneer throttle cable. Simply screw the knob left to increase engine RPM or right to decrease RPM. Should a fast shutdown of the engine become necessary, simply push the override button, as shown, and push the throttle cable down. If your sweeper comes equipped with a linear throttle control option, then the auxiliary engine RPM will be controlled by a switch located on the control panel. Once the auxiliary engine is started, monitor its speed by viewing this tachometer. The pickup head is raised and lowered with this electric toggle switch. The gutter broom is controlled with this switch. If your sweeper comes equipped with a gutter broom tilt option, then it will be controlled using this switch. This switch turns on the gutter broom light for sweeping at night. If your sweeper is equipped with the optional dust control system, or what is often referred to as the water system, it is turned on and off using this switch. We will cover more on this feature later. Some sweepers come equipped with an option that allows you to control the water at the gutter broom and other areas separately. If your sweeper has any of these options, the switches will be clearly labeled. If your sweeper is mounted on an Isuzu chassis, then the pressure bleeder is controlled using this lever. However, if your sweeper is mounted on a conventional cab chassis, then the bleeder is opened and closed using this control. The sweeper fuse panel is located beneath the control panel. Simply unlatch and lift the panel as shown to gain access. Be sure not to confuse this fuse panel with that of the truck. They are totally separate. To dump, you must leave the cab in order to access this toggle switch. Now is a good time to cover some sweeper operation basics. The first question you might ask is, just how fast can I sweep? Sweeping speeds vary and are dependent on what type of debris you're trying to sweep. Normally, sweeping speeds are between 1 and 10 miles an hour. Speeds over 10 miles an hour will cause faster wear of the pickup head curtains and skid plates. It is not possible to effectively sweep all debris at the same speed. Therefore, how well the sweeper performs is greatly dependent on the following factors. Light debris, such as paper, cans, and leaves, can be swept relatively fast, up to 10 miles an hour. However, heavier debris, such as dirt, sand, and gravel, will require slower speeds, in most cases less than 3 miles an hour. What you are sweeping determines how fast you sweep, and also at what RPM you set your auxiliary engine and blower. Remember, the faster you run the auxiliary engine, the faster the blower turns. and this could accelerate wear on the air circuit. The blower RPM is not always the same as the engine RPM, depending on the blower and engine PTO sheave sizes. Consult your parts and service manual to determine your sweeper's engine versus blower RPM. Blower speed should never exceed 2,400 RPM. Generally, for sweeping light debris, only moderate RPM are required. Heavier debris will require you to raise blower RPM accordingly. As a general rule, the best all-around sweeping results are obtained when both moderate sweeping speeds and moderate engine RPM are used. Now let's take a closer look at the pressure bleeder. When sweeping light trash, such as paper, leaves, and cans, you should open the pressure bleeder door. When the pressure bleeder door is opened, it causes the front curtain to lift, allowing the lighter debris to be pulled up beneath the pickup head easier. Do not sweep heavy debris, such as sand or gravel, with the pressure bleeder open, as the sweeper will not be able to pick up this type of debris effectively. This computer animation helps to demonstrate just how the pressure bleeder works. When the bleeder door is opened from within the cab, part of the pressure airstream is bled off. This causes a loss of pressure beneath the pickup head, resulting in the vacuum being intensified. This, in turn, causes the front seal curtain to be drawn up off the pavement, allowing light debris to easily pass beneath the pickup head. However, since the pressure has been reduced by the amount of air bled off, the blast orifice is weaker. As a result, the pickup head will not remove heavy debris until the bleeder door is closed. Now we're ready to start sweeping. Pick out an area that's not too congested to begin operating your sweeper. First, make sure that the dump door, separator cleanout door, and hand hose door are all fully closed and sealed tightly. Start the auxiliary engine and let it idle. Make sure that you turn on your strobe or warning flashers to alert surrounding traffic of your presence. Now lower the pickup head. Notice that the head is not seated to the ground. That's because it is resting on the seal curtains. Pulling the sweeper forward slightly will allow the curtains to fold under the head into the proper sweep position. Now with the head down, you can throttle up the auxiliary engine. Bring the engine up to 1,700 RPM. That's a good setting to begin sweeping with. If so equipped, turn your water system on. Let's sweep around the parking lot now. Be sure to take it slow at first and get to know your sweeper. Curb lines always collect trash. Fortunately, the Tymco Model 210 gutter broom makes quick work out of this job. To engage the gutter broom, press the switch to the down position. The broom will begin to rotate and extend into the operating position. Do not ram the gutter broom into the curb. The Model 210 gutter broom is designed to allow light debris normally encountered in parking lot applications to be brushed from the curb to the front of the pickup head. Only use the gutter broom to clean along curb lines and gutters. Otherwise, keep it in the raised position to prevent unnecessary wear. If your sweeper is mounted on an Isuzu chassis, then you may have one of several available gutter broom options. The first of these is the standard poly-slope style broom. The Isuzu mounted sweeper may also come equipped with the broom option known as a wire vertical digger. A hydraulically operated gutter broom tilt assembly is another option available for a sweeper mounted on an Isuzu truck chassis. This feature allows the operator to adjust the gutter broom tilt from within the cab. If your sweeper is mounted on a conventional cab chassis, such as a GMC, Ford, or Dodge, the tilt option is not available, and only the Ford chassis will accept the vertical digger broom. As the bristles wear out, the gutter broom spring tension will need to be reduced in order for the bristles to remain in good contact with the pavement. To adjust, simply back off this eye bolt with the appropriate wrench. Also, as the bristles begin to wear, it may become necessary to adjust the angle of the gutter broom. Tymco gutter broom assemblies are truck-specific and this adjustment will vary slightly depending on the particular chassis on which your sweeper is mounted. To make this adjustment on a standard gutter broom assembly, simply place the broom in the lowered position and use the 1 7/8 wrench provided with your sweeper to loosen the large nut behind the torque motor. Use one hand to grasp the bristles on the outer edge and lift up. When you have the broom correctly positioned, retighten the nut to lock it in position. If your sweeper is mounted on an Isuzu cab-over chassis, the gutter broom angle adjustment procedure remains basically the same. The only difference being that instead of loosening one large nut, you must loosen the 5/8 inch nuts located on each side of the angle bracket where it connects to the boom. Again, simply adjust the broom as shown and retighten. The primary purpose of the gutter broom is to transfer debris from the curb line to the front of the pickup head. This diagram helps to show the relationship between the gutter broom and the pickup head. The gutter broom bristles should be set so that they contact the pavement in the curb line at the 9 o'clock position and rotate around to the 1 o'clock position, at which point the bristles leave the pavement and release debris in front of the head. If your sweeper is equipped with dual gutter brooms, the right side should be set to make contact with the pavement at the 3 o'clock position and release at the 10 o'clock position. Gutter brooms that have worn to a bristle length of less than 4 to 6 inches need to be replaced. When a new set of bristles have been installed, the operator must reset the gutter broom spring tension to prevent rapid wear. To check the spring tension, lower the gutter broom fully and then shut off the auxiliary engine. Turn the ignition key on, but do not crank the auxiliary engine. Hold the gutter broom switch in the up position. The gutter broom should raise the bristles and pull the broom arm 1 to 2 inches back toward the cab. This is a fast and easy way to check for proper spring tension at any time. If your sweeper comes equipped with the optional dust control or water system, you must fill the water tank before sweeping. The water tank is located on the left side of the sweeper, just below the separator, and can be filled with a common garden hose. The tank is full when seen to overflow. As mentioned earlier, controls for the water system are located inside the cab. The auxiliary engine ignition must be in the on position for the water system to work. Turn on the switch marked Water System. Observe the green water pump light come on. Your water system is now activated. When your water tank nears empty, the yellow low water light will illuminate and the water pump will automatically turn off. Depending on your sweeper options, the water system may be operated using separate